All right, Flames fans, with 3 goals tonight, Calgary Flames and CPE have added another $1,500 for kids sport in the Flames Even Strength program, bringing us to a new total $38,500 to the season. So all kids can play. CP has heart. And the Calgary Flames organization will sincerely thank all fans in attendance this afternoon, and again for another great show of support. Remember, Budweiser wants you to remember there are more great games waiting, so please enjoy responsibly. Calgary Flames back at the Scotiabank Saddledome Saturday, February 26th, when we take on the Minnesota Wild. Note the game time is back to 8 o'clock on Saturday. Head to CalgaryFlames.com for all your ticket information. On behalf of all of us, my name is Beasley St. So Long. Enjoy your family day. Right now, Brenda Parker and Ryan Dittrick on tonight's Ram post-game show, brought to you by your Alberta Ram dealers.
Winning Motor Trend Truck of the Year 3 times in a row? That had never been done before. Then again, neither had a 12-inch touchscreen or 1,000 pound-feet of torque. Never been done before. It's just kind of our thing.
All right, Flames Postgame Live is on the air. It's brought to you by your Alberta Ram dealers, Calgary Flames and Winnipeg Jets meeting here on Family Day, and it finishes with a Calgary Flames victory. Hi, everybody, and welcome inside. It's Ryan Dittrick, Brenda Parker, as we break down this victory for the Flames. Now 7 in a row here on home ice. Yeah. Let's start with that. It's a 7-game homestand. You sweep that home set and now tie a franchise record with 10 consecutive wins. Boy, what a run it's been, and yet another game where you find a way to get the job done here tonight. What did you today? Swear jar, by the way. Yeah. Every time somebody says every time someone says tonight, you got to put it. We'll figure out the amount, but probably $1 into the Ram jar. So I'm the first offense today.
That's pretty funny today? Because you're the one who called 5 minutes ago. I make that mistake, and he says that that's the new rule. But whatever, we'll go with it.
Anyway, there it is, the first offense of the today. Anyway, today 3-1. What did you think?
Well, 7-game homestand. You said it. I think at the outset that can seem a little bit daunting. That's a long time to be in one place, and they want to establish the Saddledome as a tough place to play. But time flies when you're having fun. That's for sure. Very similar game to what we saw on Saturday against the Kraken. Patience. We knew it was going to be that style of game. There wasn't going to be a lot of easy ice out there, and there wasn't through 2 periods. Yeah. And, of course, who else but Elias Lindholm? That guy just stays hot right now. But I know we're going to get to that a little bit more. One guy I have to point out, too, because the Jets started to tilt the ice a little bit in the second and third periods. Jacob Markstrom, once again, just sensational, kind of setting the table for the Lindholm heroics.
Yep, well, no question about it. And without further ado, let's get to those heroics, because it is some kind of run for number 28, and I'm sure we'll hear from him on the post-game show. You just have to because of the stretch that he's going through. But let's start it off with a power play marker, and this one comes. It's a beautiful zone entry that inevitably finished off by Sean Monahan.
Great sign, too, to see Sean Monahan kind of going vintage, right? That's what we want to see, that sniper mentality. Nice play by Mangiapane, too. That's really what he's good at, kind of navigating and distributing through traffic. Puts it on a tee for 23.
8th of the season for Monahan. That would lead to this. That would be the response from the Winnipeg Jets about 6 or so minutes later. And it is a beautiful tip in front. And it's a subtle one. We looked at it afterwards, but Toninato ends up getting maybe just a touch of it.
Nice work by Neil Pionk here. This is a lot of what we've seen from the Flames lately. We go back to the Rasmus Andersson goal against the Islanders a few weeks back. Kind of uses the bodies in front, changes the the direction of the shot. Really makes it life difficult on the goalie.
Yeah, some nice hands by Dominic Toninato, and that would make it 1-1. But here's where things get interesting, because we thought maybe the go-ahead goal would be connected here by Elias Lindholm and the goal streak extended, but there would be a challenge. And here is the replay look. This is our first time to see the official blue line cam, and it's close.
Just kind of pulled it back there, Shillington. Too bad, too, because that was an excellent rush up the ice. And obviously the coaching staff's really encouraging that from the D-man there. And again, it didn't count, but man, Elias Lindholm kind of picking it up late and managing to swat it in. High degree of skill there.
And also here, this one is some good hands in front. I know Connor Hellebuck is asking for some goaltender interference, or that's at least what was challenged afterwards. But give a moment to some props to Elias Lindholm and the redirect in the slot.
I don't think we've seen so many goals over the course of this goal streak he's on now, and he seems to find ways to score just differently every night, and this is another example of that. Excellent job. That tip, it makes me sore looking at it because he kind of throws himself off balance, but man, he's hot right now.
No question, and that is an 8-game point streak or 8-game goal streak. Give him a little more credit than that for Elias Lindholm. Ties a franchise record. Tyler Toffoli pots the insurance marker into the empty net. And just kind of looking through it, too, just after the game ended. And I know there's lots to pour over in terms of stats for this team, but that's now 3 straight game-winning goals for Elias Lindholm, 6 on the season. And we have talked over the last number of days here, and I know Jacob had a great clip after the Seattle victory about clutch goals and opportunities to find spots like that. And he does it again here tonight. And some guys just have a knack for it.
Do they ever? Yeah. He loves the moment, too. Yeah, you mentioned that post-game interview the other night, and we know when things are going well, it's easier to pump the tires of your teammates. Sometimes it's difficult for the guys, too, because like us, they're sitting right next to each other. But Jacob Markstrom was saying he's one of the best players he's ever had the pleasure of playing with, and that's high praise. And how can you disagree with what we're seeing right now?
And I think it will continue to gain steam. It has already started here in the West, and that is the Selke conversation.
Yeah.
The guy, as we know, has been rock solid in the two-way game for really since the moment he's arrived, and our first opportunity to see him on a nightly basis. And that's continued. The offensive numbers are popping, 49 points on the season. And you got to think that at some point that's going to get some more national love for number 28.
It should. He's been great. I mean, and we talked about it again on the post-game show the other night. This is a guy who plays with 2 of the most offensively gifted players on the team, and Johnny Gaudreau and Matthew Tkachuk, putting up huge numbers this year. But, I mean, the goal streak is sort of going to change the conversation a little bit when it comes to offense. But Elias Lindholm's the guy that does everything for you. He's the guy who takes those key matchups, is there on the defensive zone draws when you need him to. His forechecking ability, backcheck, everything that involves what the Flames do well, he touches and has an impact on the game.
Number 1 center does it again. Let's hear what the head coach has to say about this afternoon's 3-1 victory over the Winnipeg Jets. Make sure you hammer that in.
Kind of right down to the wire, what was your assessment of this one?
I think you just had to stay patient and try and stay structured. First period was, the referees got in the way a little bit. First period for sure, and both sides probably didn't have guys on the ice that they wanted to. I think the second period they had a little more jump in their game than us, but we just kept reinforcing, stay with it, and cash in when you could.
This ties a team record with 10 straight victories. What does that mean as a coach?
Well, you know what? It's made a big deal of it because there's 7 games that were postponed games put back into our schedule, right? So there's 7 home games. So we said we were going to try and win every home game this year. We didn't get off to the start we wanted, but we try and win every one. So I don't put a whole lot into 10 in a row unless they were 10 in a row in the playoffs.
What can you say about Jacob, especially in the third period?
It should be the defenseman's job, not his. It's our defenseman got to do a better job of clearing out in front of the net, not Jacob.
The way you guys are playing at home right now, you're happy with the way they're playing at home?
Yeah, you know what, Eric, we've been hit and miss. Today we weren't very good with the puck. You know, we got to manage pucks better, and our top guys just weren't as sharp with the puck today. Close games, low-scoring games. It's that thing, you know, it's the two things, the constants that we've been that have been asked about us are about the streak and how many goals we're scoring. Well, if you look at the streak and when we were scoring 4 or 5 goals, they were just coming in bunches. You got to play low-scoring games. That's very simple for this outfit here. That's the way it's going to work. Their mantra was outscore the other team. It hasn't worked for several years. You're just going to try and outscore their team. You got to be able to shut teams down and take advantage of it. And how you do that is getting that identity at home. Very simple.
Is it fitting that Elias got the game winner, given that the other one got negated earlier in the game?
Yeah, you know what? It is offside. I mean, they should change that rule. I've said it forever. If the blue line is in play to keep the puck in the zone, why isn't it in play to carry it into the zone? There's 2 different rules for the blue line. And I've said that always. You wouldn't have to worry about stick in the air or skate in the air or anything. Keep it in its puck's on the blue. Why wouldn't it be in the blue to carry it in? I mean, it's one of the rules I still don't understand why the blue line isn't in play. But saying that with Lindy, yeah, good for him. He does a lot of the dirty work for us and then gets a high tip to score.
You surprised that he'd set a record like this or tie a record like this, you know, when really he does so many other things. Goal scoring is not his forte.
I'm not so sure it isn't. I mean, goal scoring is one thing. There's lots of guys who score goals but don't score big goals, or at playoff team time don't get scoring chances. I mean, he scores big goals, which usually translate into the next part.
How did you feel the tweak to the power play units worked, having Tyler up on one? And
Very simple. We don't get enough shots from the middle of the ice. Very simple. From up top or the middle, there's very few shots with our power play. Everything is from the outside. So, you know, at least Tyler or Lindy in the middle of the ice, the right shot, they can get it there, and they can get it and shoot from there. And it's something that's been missing in our power play. And you know, we scored a power play goal tonight, but that's being pre-scouted properly and taking advantage of what we thought we could have.
In this, sorry.
go ahead.
I was just going to ask about the win streak. You know, I don't know. Obviously, there's lots of hockey left to play. I don't know if you feel comfortable with this cushion that your team has got, or how do you sort of approach that?
What is the cushion?
The cushion of the wins and the way the ground that you were able to make up from.
Yeah, you need 100
in
points to
January.
make the playoffs, so very simple. So a cushion is a pillow with feathers, right? Every game you lose, take a few feathers out. Pretty soon you just cut your head on no cushion at all.
Darryl, have you, because you talked about what the fans have meant to you in this, like, can you get a sense of how excited they are about what this group was able to do?
I don't know. I mean, I've said lots about our building. I respect the Saddle Dome, and I expect it to be full. And those are our real fans when it is full, and it's disappointing it's not.
All good? All right, there is some thoughts from the head coach, Darryl Sutter. Boy, that the cushion analogy, I like that a lot because cushion's only as good as the points you have, I suppose. Well said by head coach Darryl Sutter. But I think I want to touch on the other thing that he brought up in there is just about one of the constants. And, you know, I know that those goals and that's maybe the sexy part of it when you're able to add those up. But maybe the last two wins, the patience, and the fact that you only give up one goal against in each of the last two. Huge.
Something we talked about a lot, too. These are the types of games you're going to see a lot of in the playoffs. And this game probably had a little bit of the potential to go the other way with the penalties that Darryl mentioned off the top here. But, you know, both power plays, both penalty kills actually came out really strong and helped kind of saw things off there. But you're right. I mean, this is the sort of game that you can't get frustrated, to go back to a term that they used the other night. There was no frustration in their game. Certainly that the Jets had a strong start to that third period, and they were able to generate some looks. Jacob Markstrom was there, but there was nothing about their game that showed any panic, right? They stick with what they're good at. They started getting pucks in deep in the final 5 minutes there. It's no accident that Elias Lindholm gets the goal there. That was at a point in the period where they really started to turn the tide. So you stick with it, eventually the results come, and we saw it tonight.
Yeah, well said. Today. There you go.
There we go.
$1 to the swear jar. All right, 1-1 in that category, but more importantly, 3-1 for the Flames. Let's hear from, well, we had a couple of guys. Johnny Gaudreau first, but I think Elias joined him at some point here. So we'll pick it up here in the press room now with Johnny and Elias.
The first Lindholm goal was clearly offside, but is it almost justice that he got a chance to get it back in the game?
Yeah, it was great. He's been playing really well for us. He's been finding the net, so if there's a guy that's going to get us the game winner there, he's a guy I'd bet on. So, he's great in front and big goal for us.
Take us through that sequence on the winner.
Yeah, it's kind of a turnover, the other team, and quick transition. I kind of just brought it back up the ice, and saw Shilly going back door, and I saw Lindy in front, so kind of just chucked it there, and it was a great tip by Lindy.
Seemed like we could hear someone yelling shoot upstairs. Who was that?
I don't know. Maybe Brad. I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure. Obviously, I had some looks tonight. You didn't shoot all the time, but came up to the top of the blue line there and saw 2-3 guys in front. Kind of just chucked it there, and great play by Lindy.
Can you put in context what he's doing? Like, not many guys in this league score 8 games in a row. No one in franchise history has scored more than 8 in a row. Like, can you just put in context that consistency?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the second time he did it. I mean, I feel like in the beginning of the year he scored every single game too. So, when he finds his grooves, goes a couple games in a row, he's feeling it. He's playing well, both ends of the ice, and he's got a great shot. Smart player. So he's playing really well for us.
Just about the game in general, you kind of mentioned, did it feel like a bit of a grinding type of game? And that's kind of maybe the second game in a row that you guys have had.
There wasn't a whole lot out there. I think both teams played really pretty well defensively. Monty, obviously, big power play goal. Our shorthanders, penalty killer. Sorry, played really well and did a great job there. And kind of like you said, it was kind of back and forth game, being smart with the puck, and we found a way to score there in the end.
Johnny, how much fun is it coming to the rink these days?
Yeah, I mean, it's a blast. Obviously, we're winning games, we're playing well, we're getting better at practice. It's nice we get to stay in Calgary we've been in Calgary for a while now, so I feel like we've only been playing home games, which is nice. You don't have to fly, and we're playing well, so it's been a lot of fun.
Johnny, you're such a recognizable person in this city anyway, but do you feel like people are coming up to you and congratulating you and kind of keeping the good times rolling, wanting to keep the good times rolling for you, or what are you kind of noticing about the public?
Yeah, I think it's the same. I mean, I've been very fortunate, I think, throughout my whole 8 years here. Fans been a lot of fun, to be around, in the community, and whether it's Starbucks or the movie theaters, they're always super polite, and that's why I love playing here. So, and now we're playing well, and they're, just the same. So it's been great.
We might as well ask you a question, because you were kind of part of the game today. Did it feel like almost like it was inevitable or justice that you did get a goal that actually counted this time?
Yeah, well, I didn't see the offside goal until in between periods, and then I realized it was as I went offside there. But no, I think today was a tough game. We didn't have a lot going on, not a lot of chances, but stuck with it and find a way, just like last game. So it was nice.
Can you sum up the two together, like to score the goal that extends your scoring streak, ties a franchise record, but also the goal that wins a 10th straight and ties a team record? What does all that together kind of mean to you?
Well, 10 in a row is nice. 10 in a row, that's good. We're struggling a little bit there before we started this streak, and no, it was just nice to see it go in. I think, like I said, it was a tough game. It was tight, not a lot of chances, but we stuck with it, and 10 in a row feels pretty good.
Elias, I feel like we're beating the Selke drum here in Calgary for you, but getting the first start of the week, I mean, does that recognition mean something significant for a player?
Well, I just started to play the same game over and over again, and take one game at a time. And obviously, it's nice to get noticed, but to be up there, play with two pretty good players, and so a lot to thank them for.
Is there a feeling at all? It seemed like your reaction with almost both your goals was like, I can't believe, like, of course it went in. Like, everything just seems to be going your way right now. Is there a feeling of incredulity right now? You just can't believe it?
Well, I think obviously in the beginning there when things were going in for me, it's just a good feeling. I think you have confidence and you feel like you have a chance on every shot pretty much. And today I didn't have a lot going on, and then the offside goal and obviously it was nice to Johnny made a nice shot there and I got a piece of it. So, but when you're feeling it, you feel like you have a chance on every shot going in.
How would you describe the mood in the locker room after 10 in a row?
Yeah, it's not bad, that's for sure. I think everyone is happy and it's nice with an afternoon game today and get the win and family day and a couple kids in the locker room, so it's nice.
Well, can you speak to the role that PK has played in this 10 games? I think there's only one power play goal against over those 10 games.
No, it's been good. I think obviously we when we need something, we get it. I think Mark has been there and Vladdy when he's in net and Tanny and Goody and the D are blocking shots and just when we need something, we're getting it and we're in a good role there as well. So it's PK's been playing well.
Johnny, you're obviously well aware of all the things that Elias does for this team on and off the ice. For you particularly, is it exciting to sort of see him get that kind of recognition, first start of the week, and start to get buzz for awards and other stuff?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, obviously he deserves it. He's been playing really well for us in this little winning streak we've had, so definitely deserves it. It's a very cool honor, and happy for him, and hopefully he can keep scoring for us.
Have you ever seen Nilsson play or Roberts play at all, or know anything about
No, not really. No, I was too young and had to sleep at that time. So no.
Can I ask you just one more question, Elias? Same sort of thing I asked Johnny and I asked a couple guys yesterday about it in terms of anonymity in this city. Do you feel like you get recognized and you feel the love from fans when you're out and about, go out for dinner and things like that, or is it are people a little bit respectful? I had to explain what anonymity meant to to one of the other guys. So.
No, they're respectful, but I barely leave my house, so it's I haven't got a taste of it yet. But no, it's definitely they're very respectful here and let you have your time. But no, it's great.
John, we noticed in the warm-up you had the helmet off and the hair's out of control. What's going on with it?
I didn't have enough time to make it wet, so it was just all over the place. Yeah. I have a little more hair than you, hey Ryan?
Quit bragging.
Okay, we're all good. 10:30 practice.
We call it the Ram 1500 Limited. But truth be told, there's nothing limited about it. Ram 1500, winner, J.D. Power Award for Best Driver Appeal.
Flames postgame live brought to you by your Alberta Ram dealers. An opportunity to hear from the head coach, Darryl Sutter, as well as Elias Lindholm and Johnny Gaudreau. Some great stuff in there. And Oh, good stuff on the ice too, because that's kind of what leads to it. And I know a lot of praise coming to Elias Lindholm. He's deflecting a good share of it.
As usual, yeah.
As usual. But man, that was fun to watch here tonight. 10 consecutive wins, ties a franchise record. And of note, that is now win number 30 on the season. So that gives the Calgary Flames 30 wins in 49 games. That's the fourth fastest in franchise history to reach that mark. And the other teams that you might remember, 1988, 89, of course, that season a couple of years ago, 2018, 2019, and then 08, 09 as well. The other three that were faster than this one. But that's pretty significant to reach the 30 mark in 49 games.
Super impressive. It's funny because we were just talking a little bit before we came back here, and to me, when this 10-game win streak is put in proper context, I think of it a couple of weeks ago when the Flames record was 20-13-6. Now here you are, 30-13-6, and it was only a couple of weeks ago when we're looking at the standings, and you're looking at teams like the Colorado Avalanche and the Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning, the Florida Panthers, those teams that had already reached the 30-win plateau, and you're thinking, okay, those are the elite in this league. Well, guess what? The Calgary Flames are a part of that now. We've known they've been a great team all season, but this is a great milestone to hit so early in the season, and they're full value for it to it. 10 wins? Which one of these do we say they didn't deserve? They've been full value across the board, and it's really fun to watch.
Yeah, well said. And you saw the standings there, the Pacific Division, 4 points clear of the Vegas Golden Knights, but still have 2 games in hand as well. And the schedule will get busier, as we know. It's been busy already, but 7 straight here on home ice. They go away for 1 and then back, and then it kind of picks up to begin March. But it is interesting, as we were kind of just talking about in the break too. That's now a talk about 30-win teams. You're among that class, as you mentioned.
Yep.
The ones in the East and West, Colorado, Carolina, and Florida. Those are the ones with 35+. But you're right there in that conversation now, which is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, and you got to enjoy it too right now too, because this is a part of the schedule. This is sort of the calm before the storm. We knew the schedule was rejigged, and obviously this game was a part of that as well. But now you get another couple of days before you hit the road and go to Vancouver, a team that's rolling right now too. So enjoy it while you have it, because once we get into the throes of it in March, I think they're playing more than once every 2 nights. So
I think it's either 15 or 16 games in 30 days.
Yeah,
so,
it's going to be insane. So at that point, that's when it's going to become very difficult. And you talk about managing your rest and recovery so that you're ready to go at 100% every night. I'm concerned about us too. Like the players, like they're finely tuned athletes. We might need a little bit of a 5-hour energy or something to keep us going, but I know you'll keep me in line anyway.
Well, so far we've only got 2 bucks into the Ram jars, so
got a ways to go.
Not bad. Did we miss one? I'm getting sources who had it. I'm just getting word here that there might have been one that was missed. I did it twice.
See, this is good. Accountability. That's what the show's all about. We're getting chirped by the coaches too. It's been a tough night here.
That's unfortunate.
Or day.
Really,
day even. Tough day.
There you go. 2-2. We're back, baby. All right, we'll put a wrap on this. It is family day. It is good to see some kids, the players' families in for this game, a 2 o'clock start, which is great. There was Johnny's hair flowing before the game, a warm-up, and there was a number of the families who were in attendance. The kids, a nice early start for them to enjoy a victory by the home side. The Calgary Flames 3-1 winners here this afternoon. In the daytime, Canucks and Flames next on the schedule as the Flames go back out on the road. It's a quick one stop before returning back home to the Scotiabank Saddledome Saturday night against one of the other top teams in the National Hockey League, the Minnesota Wild. Thanks for watching Flames Postgame Live. It's been a great day here at the Scotiabank Saddledome. We'll see you in about a week's time back here at the